there are reviews for like every little Asian spa place.
Oh, just like the subtle little rules, and like
Yeah.
what you got to say to get a hand job.
Yeah.
$15 finish you.
We're streaming. Just I would like to have some audio.
I would like to have some girls.
There's going to be game audio on the stream, but there's not going to be game audio in our headphones.
I don't see a live stream on the YouTube.
We should be on both. The stream is going.
Thick, golden, ropey streams. Oh yeah, this says we're live. Twitch says we're live.
Okay, now we've at least got audio from that, even if we don't have it from here. So we will have it here. So this is god awful.
God awful.
We are streaming just me playing my Switch because I have not been playing my Switch at all hardly for so long. It's so easy to forget about your Switch.
We can't do 2-player because we're getting another Pro controller. So this is talking to Donnie while he plays with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it on YouTube. I'm just gonna share it out. Oh, there it is. Hey.
Fart. Voices are probably way low, and I need to turn them up higher.
You can do the options in the game too, right?
Yeah, I'm just talking about this thing on the stream.
Okay. I didn't yeah. Here's what it sounds like. Words. Oh yeah, you can barely hear us.
Well, you can hear us now because
Okay.
I've adjusted things.
Okay.
That's like way backwards. Are you watching from the beginning?
Yeah, I don't know. It's live. This is how late it takes.
It sure is on a lag, on a delay.
Because they have to watch and make sure we don't say how many Jews there are and things.
Wow, that should be coming down way.
Being monitored. We're in the YouTube.
Way like normally where YouTube is like maybe 2.5 seconds behind us.
Been grounded. We're in the YouTube timeout. We have to go sit in a corner of YouTube.
Yeah, see? You're behind.
You're behind.
Yeah, okay. All right, we sound good.
Don't worry about my behind. Worry about your own behind. So we just watched The Penguin. I don't want to ask you what you think until tomorrow because you have to you don't know if you really like something unless you think about it the next day.
Well,
it's like a girl.
We can think about it now.
It's like you fall in love with shows the way you fall in love with girls. The next day you go, I can't stop thinking about her.
Yeah.
I don't know if show's good until the next day, and I'm thinking about it while I'm doing other stuff. And I'm like, you know what, that was pretty good. I can't stop thinking about it.
No, you do instant reactions. That's how you generate content.
I was happy with The Penguin right after I watched it Thursday night. I watched it as soon as it dropped. Somebody was trying to say it was at 9 because people in my house don't understand how time zones work. Mm-hmm. I was like, nope, it's 8. It's on now. It's on right now. And I think it's exactly what we're hoping for. It's Sopranos Batman every week. We get to have Batman Sopranos every week, which is awesome.
I like it. I mean, I definitely thought it was a good pilot episode.
One of the creators, I don't know if it's the Lauren girl or somebody said they wanted to do a Clayface eventually, which would be great because that show has really good prosthetics and they're going to ground it. You know, it's not going to be a big crazy blob guy.
Yeah.
They're not going to get
Yeah, they've never done a live action Clayface, have they?
No, they need to. But again, you know, they showed that lady dancing, the little black and white thing on the TV, so they have like the old-timey showbiz stuff ready for Clayface to be like in that. And then they could have Two-Face. We were talking about how crazy it is that Colin Farrell's face movements push the prosthetics out in a way that looks real somehow. Like they put tendons in there or something.
Yeah, it looks really good.
He moves and the shit moves, and it looks, you can't tell it's a prosthetic. It looks like a big fat fuck. Looks like a real big fat fuck dude.
Yep.
But, you know, if this does well, HBO is going to do some more dark WB adaptations. They'll probably do dark Animaniacs. and you know, this dog people that live in the water tower. That just when you thought it was over, Tiny Toon Adventures is about to start.
They should make an Animaniacs video game like Astrobot, but it's all the Warner Brothers stuff. So it's like everything they have access to, the Animaniacs go between.
Yeah.
That'd be such a cool idea.
That could be like Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You didn't look at that yet, but you didn't watch that yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's somebody that goes from universe to universe making fun of everything like Deadpool. This is gay, this is dumb, this sucks. They need to go back and make fun of how racist the frog was.
Yeah.
The hootenanny mammy minstrel frog. Come along, baby, watch the show. Remember that guy? Well, that was the WB, right?
Yeah.
And they rebranded. They called it something else. The CW for a while.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl.
I'm glad the WB survived. I don't know how they survived after that because they wasted a lot of money on a shitty channel that had nothing good.
WB had Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay, and Firefly, right?
Well, that was Fox.
Okay. They had Buffy, they had Angel. I never really watched anything Buffy or WB. I didn't watch any WB.
Yeah, I didn't either because we didn't have it. It's another one of those where we never got that channel or our cable didn't have it or whatever.
I mean, they were never going to go anywhere. They're always going to have Bugs Bunny movie and Batman money, and they're not in any danger. It's like Paramount.
They should do a thing where they just make fun of how bad Space Jam is.
Yeah, it was called Space Jam 2.
Yeah, God,
that's a mockery of the entire legacy.
But like, I guess a lot of kids like Space Jam or something, but it was pretty known to be a pretty terrible movie at the time. And I guess it's like some kids think that bad things are good because they have nostalgia for it, so that's why people like Space Jam. But I remember going and seeing Space Jam and thinking it was pretty stupid when I was a kid.
I thought it was about anal gaping. Is there space for me to jam something? So you're playing Arkham Knight on the other channel? Yeah, okay. First one. Is that the first one?
Yeah. Batcave LTD. Batcave, which is I guess that's the channel I have for the studio, because everything non-god awful that is done in this studio house is part of the studio.
Well, this was one of the first names of this show was the Batcave.
Yeah, because it was all based off our Discord server.
Huge WB. Speaking of this is sponsored by Batman. This whole show originally, or the studio. It's been the Batcave forever. Yeah. Arkham Asylum. I remember it was one of the first games where I played where it was open world and I was excited and it was stealth and I was like, this is cool because one of the main characters of the game is Gotham. Like they did a really faithful, passionate recreation of what the city is.
Yeah.
But again, it was dark. Like any game with day-night cycles, if it becomes night, I always sleep until it's day because I want to see the game. But Gotham doesn't have daytime available.
Yeah, there's never been an Arkham game that happened in the day.
So they should have side quests where you're Bruce Wayne and you're just rich and just buying gadgets and testing them out with Lucius.
Well, they could do like a Persona 5 style Batman game where over the you play the daytime, so you do Bruce Wayne shit during the day,
Yeah.
and then at night you're Batman and you do Batman shit. And you have Batman missions.
Well, the other thing that's cool about Bruce Wayne during the day, the thing that he has to do is create an alibi for himself as being a sex pimp.
Yeah. So then you just go
date
to
models.
Yeah, and then
buy
you
shit.
you can go you can do like GTA strip club it, during the day.
Yeah. Which has never been realistic, because if in real life, what Batman has to do during the day is sleep
Yeah.
in order to be able to do anything all night long.
And he has to be seen at night as Bruce Wayne. So there are some nights where
Yeah.
he doesn't get started as Batman until like 3:00 in the morning. He
Crime
should have
never
died.
sleeps.
Yeah, this is one of those roguelike bullet hells. So you just die and die and die and die over.
When he sees blue collar crimes all the time at his soirees
Yeah.
of like misappropriation of funds, and
Yeah.
he doesn't do shit about any of it. It's like, no, I'm gonna go stop this.
I'm gonna go
mugger.
punch this poor guy who's trying to rob.
Weren't you just
somebody.
hanging out with bankers? Why don't you do something about those people that
Yeah.
control stuff?
That's why all the woke people. That's why the woke people don't like Batman anymore, because he's a privileged billionaire.
Yeah, he can't
who
do that.
beats up poor minorities.
It would be an anti-Semitic show if he fought actual crime.
Yeah.
That's why it's always raining in Gotham, because they control the weather.
That's a good tweet. That's a good tweet. Why doesn't Batman ever beat up the bankers?
He's mad at them because it rains in Gotham all the time, and he decides to take revenge on the people who control the
Yeah.
banks and showbiz. Oh man, if they do Clayface, he could be totally Semitic.
Yeah.
I gotta look beautiful. When we watched Penguin on Thursday, I noticed what you noticed, the cute little accent, which is not from any real place. Nobody.
It is the perfect gangster cartoon accent.
Yeah, I've got a noise, and I'm a Blairist. And do we look at my face? Is that
It's,
from Chicago or something? Or does anybody talk like that?
Where does that come from? 'Cause I just don't remember it from like 1930s gangster shows.
Yeah.
And anything that was like that mid-Atlantic, toying.
The problem with it is that it's cartoonish. But you can't complain about a Batman show being cartoonish
Yeah, and
because
that's
it's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, and that also almost like places it really well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. Some of it being, it was a little on the nose. They did a lot of show don't tell or tell
Yeah.
don't show, where he's like, "You're gonna work for me now." I mean, they told and didn't show, but
Yeah.
I don't mind it being cheesy because it's a comic.
Right.
It's a superhero, so it doesn't have to be so dark like The Sopranos or such like Shakespearean storytelling. They have a little wiggle room for cheesiness for having come from being a comic book. So again, it's easy to enjoy the slop, to eat the pig slop. And then people are complaining that Batman's not there. He's there. You just don't see him.
Yeah, go watch The Batman if you want to see The Batman.
Well, and the Batman 2 could end up showing little scenes in the background of the Penguin doing whatever he's doing, and you realize that he's been there the whole time.
I'm sure there's going to be
Watching.
something at the end of the series that's going to kind of start pointing into what we're doing in The Batman 2.
Yeah, watching the Penguin and complaining there's no Batman, it's like watching a hiking show and complaining there's no cougars. They're there. They're watching the hiker, but you don't see the cougars until it's too late. At the very end of the Penguin, Batman's going to pop out and go, "I'm here.
Yeah.
I've always been here. I'm right behind you." He always has that cheesy pop-up on. "It's me. I'm gay." But I mean, I'm happy for there to be a new Sopranos. It's been long enough. It's been a long time. It was like 2004. Was the end
Well,
of The
there's been
Sopranos.
other mobby
There's been
shit.
attempts. Yeah, his Boardwalk Empire is good.
There's been mob style shows in like the modern times or in like other genres, because all those westerns are kind of mobby now. Taylor Sheridan stuff. It's like country
yeah.
mob.
The good old boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they have some organized corruption. And True Detective is a little mobby.
Yeah, the second season of True Detective was very mob.
But I'm happy for, it's, by Sopranos, I mean a Sunday night HBO gangster.
Yeah. Something, a drama.
Yeah. And it's created by a woman, which I was disappointed to find out about.
No, then I stopped liking it.
Yeah.
As soon as I found out a woman created it,
Lauren
I was like,
who? What the fuck?
Woke. Woke.
But you notice there are some fucked up women in that show.
Yeah.
So that's who is good at writing and analyzing and portraying how psycho
Yeah.
women are. With the way
Yeah.
that they infer things and
Yeah.
talk like the girl, what's her name? The Hatchet Man, Hangman. In fact, Maroney, the young lady.
What? Wait.
In the comics, she's called the Hangman or something.
She is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was reading her Wikipedia page, or is her Batman wiki page?
Yeah.
Because I realized I didn't know much about Sophia Falcone.
Yeah.
And damn it. Yeah, I'm still getting my chops back on this game.
But yeah, in the comics and the cartoon, she's a hatchet face, ugly. But they picked she kind of looks like Lady Gaga, and her face moves really well too.
Well, she was the mom in How I Met Your Mother. She was the main chick in the Andy Samberg movie where it was Groundhog Day, Palm Springs. You watched that, right?
Yeah.
That she was the girl in that. She's been in a bunch of stuff. Kristen Milioti or whatever. She's a good actress. She's cute.
I like the line of women with a knife up to a man's neck saying, "Tell me I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm fucking nuts." It's kind of like Michael Keaton. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's scary to me. I've been in that situation with girls before where they're like, "Maybe it's me, huh? Maybe I'm wrong, huh?" And you're like, "No, I'm sorry. What? Everything's fine." I mean, not with a knife up to my neck, but
Virginia girls.
well, communicating with women is going to put you in the position eventually of either you're wrong or I'm wrong. Either I'm seeing things the wrong way or you are. So that's the end of a lot of arguments. And you can't tell a girl that she's crazy, or you probably never see her again.
And it's almost like they're crazy on purpose,
Yeah.
waiting for you to call them out so they can turn it into anything.
Yeah, it's called being an idiot chicken.
Yeah.
Let's play chicken of who's going to call the other person out for being fucking stupid. Yeah, we're happy to be back on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. We were in YouTube timeout.
That was bullshit. When you put an appeal in, did you get to like say what? Hey, this is part of the context of a
Yeah, and then
bit
they sent
of
me a
show.
survey and said, "Tell us how you feel about YouTube." And I was like, "Confusing rules.
Yeah,
I don't understand what
sucks.
happened."
it sucks. Like my weapons don't. I don't remember the weapons being this pathetic and weak in this game.
But you're not allowed to joke on YouTube about countries that are at war. Those are the two times we've gotten in trouble for like COVID stuff and Israel stuff. But we're running out of countries that aren't at war. So if you're not allowed to joke on YouTube,
we can joke about any of the white countries.
okay.
We can joke about Britain and how stupid
Oh,
they
yeah,
are.
we've never gotten a YouTube ban for Croatia or
Yeah.
Russia or any of that stuff.
You see, the problem with the former Yugoslavia, nobody gives a shit about us making Slobodan Milosevic
Fucking
jokes.
dirty Slovak, Eastern European trash people. They're lazy. They don't
Yeah.
work. They steal.
It should be slaves, 'cause that's where it comes from. Slave.
Did you see the headline that Elon Musk is under investigation for making a joke?
What?
Speaking of being in trouble for making jokes.
Was it the thing about, nobody's trying to assassinate Kamala Harris?
Yeah, just baseless claims that people like to say, superlatives.
Yeah,
Only a
it's
Jedi, only a Sith deals in absolutes.
It's almost like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that somebody should try and assassinate them?
Well, him and Trump both always start sentences with only anyone never, more than anyone's ever heard of before. Just baseless, unquantifiable claims that sound sensational. This is more than anyone's ever. Things are more like they are now than ever they have been before. There's no way to validate that or to confirm that. But it's cool when you say wild things like Kevin Smith and Jack Black. This is the best ever. Everything is the most awesome thing ever. But he's under investigation for making a joke. So he, of course, had to say he tweeted. He was like, "People don't understand my jokes."
Was that? I don't think that was after. I think that was before he tweeted the thing about Harris. But he does that thing where he says something stupid. That wasn't a joke. That was just you being like doing the. It was him doing the Palpatine ironic meme, you know?
No, Elon Musk is a real comedian. He was on SNL. He hosted SNL, so he's a real comedian. He's never done one stand-up thing ever, but he's a real comedian. Because he got on SNL. Or he thinks he is. He thinks he can make jokes about killing people, and that's funny.
He bought his way into like hanging out with Dave Chappelle and all that.
It's like Hassan Minaj tried to say I was only joking about my kid getting poisoned. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big premise that a lot of people use and share. Hey, you got any my kid died from poison bits that you're working on?
Right.
I'm working on this thing about killing the president. It's hilarious. Everyone should try it. Oh, guess who lives down the street from my wife's mother?
Ooh.
Alex Jones's father.
Oh, okay.
They're moving all his stuff into his dad's house, his valuables, so that they can't subpoena them or whatever.
Yeah.
So he can say that he's worth less or whatever. So his
Hiding assets.
Yeah. Well, the thing that he always says on the show is, "I have all the documents right here," and now he doesn't have all the documents right there anymore. They're all at his dad's house. But she saw Alex Jones out front, loading U-Hauls into his dad's house.
Oh my God.
He lives on Clawson. I have all the documents right at my dad's house. I'll go get them if you want to see them. Somebody on r/Austin complained about that there's no cops on the roads anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I moved here from Idaho 6 months ago. No one ever gets pulled. I speed every day.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody getting pulled over because the cops soft quit here. And I think there's a conspiracy theory. I think it all is going to lead towards autonomous vehicles. They're going to let road crime go up
Yeah.
so that eventually they can go, people can't be responsible. Because we already know that humans can't be responsible to be a police officer. That's too much for them to handle. Too much power.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
having a tank on the road to kill people with is too much power too. They have to fight hot rod culture. Eventually it's going to be it's going to be Elon Musk versus old rednecks. Elon Musk is going to go, everybody needs a robot car, and all of Texas is going to go, "They don't go take my truck, boy." I still like to drive. I wouldn't mind. I'd be sad if I had to stop driving because I like to drive safely and well. But I would like everyone else to not drive but me. I want to be the only driver on the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've taken tons of classes and safety courses and driven for large organizations. I have to be good at it. But Uber just made autonomous vehicles available in Austin and Atlanta for a pilot program.
I wonder how much that is according to laws. Like, is that legal to have a completely autonomous car driving around? I guess it is.
Yeah, they're around already. You got to get in them now. And you get an Uber faster if you sign on to the autonomous thing. Because there are more choices of vehicles. And then you don't have Robert in the front seat offering you a bottle of water.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would... If it brought Uber prices down to the first, 2 or 3 years that Uber existed... Remember how cheap Uber used to be?
No, I've never used it once.
It used to be from when I lived way
Drive
up off
myself,
183 in McNeil, it used to be $12 to get downtown.
People use Uber to rob themselves of one of the biggest joys of life, drunk driving. Driving drunk is fun.
Yeah.
It's like a video game. It's not real. And now nobody gets to do it anymore. Our kids are going to go, remember people used to drive drunk?
Yeah, it's going to be this insane,
It's very dangerous.
it's going to be like looking back to, in the 1800s, people only took one bath a month? That's what it's going to be. You used to drive drunk?
Oh, they had herpes on their whole body and skin AIDS.
Yeah.
Like Chris has skin AIDS now. Or rickets or scurvy or some shit. He has a pirate disease. He got something from...
shingles.
Yeah, whatever. There's fucking too many roofers. He's got shingles. So we had a visitor at our house on Wednesday. This is one of the things that contributed to this past week being the worst week of my life in recent memory.
Are you office spacing right now?
Yeah.
Every single day you say me?
Every week
that's
is
the
worse
worst
than last week.
Yeah.
So every week is
The
the
worst week of your life? Because the week before that, or a couple weeks before that, was pretty bad too with the... kid not going to school and shit.
Yeah, well, there was some of that this week. That was the cherry on top of the end of it on Thursday morning. I was driving to go get him, and I was like, maybe I'll just drive off a cliff.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning. So Monday, my car fucked up that I bought from Adrian for $100. It was $500. Then we fixed it. The serpentine belt flew off and became ribbons all over the ground. So my neighbor helped me fix it, which was rad, but it sucked. When I was little, when my car broke, the whole family was in crisis for weeks at a time. Like, we had to find out what's wrong with it. That cost money.
Yeah.
Or my dad would try to fix a Volkswagen in the yard with German parts that didn't work and Mopar shit. And sent me to metric everything, tools. Because he was a Volkswagen man. I'm a Volkswagen man. I like to get frustrated and angry with things. But yeah, Juan fixed it. My neighbor fixed it immediately, and we all, Adrian and Walter and I, sat out there with him while I fixed it. Same day.
Yeah.
My car became totaled. Almost. No, because it only cost $28. It was a $100 car. It was a quarter totaled. For that belt.
Right.
I went to Advanced Auto Parts and got the belt.
Yeah.
He put it on. We helped. Walter offered to help with his little hands. But that was just the next day I had to watch the temp gauge and make sure that it wasn't fucked up.
You're like the horseshoe theory in financial form. Because you were such a dumb trash pour with cars that it circles all the way back to being frugal and smart.
Yeah.
Because like all the people who are like, here's how you actually get rich and have like a huge like early retirement. One of the absolute main things is you don't spend money on a car.
No, I would
You don't have a car payment. You don't. You just.
I'd love to lease like you. I have too many people touching my bank account.
Yeah.
If no one else was touching my bank account, then I could lease a car.
You have you have the ace in the hole, right? You have the gun on them.
Yeah.
Because you can just say, I'm the only one who's allowed to touch the money.
Yeah. And they've all made enough money mistakes where it would be completely justified for them to say nobody else gets to do this anymore.
It's like you need to be a little bit more like the United States when you're dealing with your family.
Yeah.
You need to realize that they're more like Iraq or like they're like Venezuela. You're like look at how mighty my empire is compared to your tiny. You start playing Risk with your family. I think is what you need to do.
I just the only sacrifice is I don't get to make choices. Because if I was in charge of all my money, I would spend it to make my family happy, and they do that anyway. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to grocery shop.
Well, but there's part of the fact that you need to get back to your patriarchal roots and realize that in some cases, you know what's best for them.
Yeah.
And they don't get to make that decision.
No, Dad's dumb. Dad doesn't know anything. Dad's a fucking idiot.
You stop. There need to be less Homer Simpsons.
So anyway, this guy showed up at our house Tuesday at midnight. It was on the camera.
Yeah.
He wrote a note and he put it on the door. And then he was there banging on the door at 7 a.m. Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
He said his car had been broken into and his luggage was stolen and it had an air tag on it and it showed that his bag was in our house.
Okay.
He's a basic race guy. Standard.
Standard race.
Yeah, I'm not going to say
He's a character creator default.
It was not anything different.
Yeah.
He had a nice truck, a rich guy kind of clothes, Under Armour, flat bill cap. He was older than me a little bit, I think, or same age probably. I don't know. Everyone I see at my age, I'm like, damn, you're old. Oh, shit, you're 47. Fuck. But he's in my driveway. No, I'm getting ready. And my wife yells up the stairs, I need your help. So I threw some pants on, threw some board shorts on. That was all I had on. It was a bathing suit. And went because she sounded distressed. So if it's a problem outside, I want to look as crazy as possible. So my hair's all over the place. I've just woken up. I'm upset and I'm in a bathing suit. So it doesn't look good if I come out of the house at you.
You look like the kind of guy who stole luggage.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
No, yeah, the hosts of Luster Pro were telling me that I look menacing. I have resting son of a bitch face. Because I was trying to get in and I'm not going to put Eventbrite on my phone. I was like, you told me I could come, here I am. And he was like, do you have the Eventbrite thing? And I was like, no, fuck you. You know me. I've been to the fucking event for 2 months. Just let me in, and they were like, "You look menacing enough." And I was like, that's what I have to do to go places. Okay, cool. Wasn't trying to look menacing. It just is my natural, like, resting, son of a bitch face. Anyway, this guy's in the driveway, 7 a.m., showing me his phone with a picture of my bag is on your house. And I said, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'm trying to get my kids ready for school. And he goes, I'm trying to get my kids ready for school at my house too. And I said, I don't care about your kids. I'm not at your house.
Yeah.
Bothering you. Fuck your kids. I don't love them. I'm not. If you would like, I can come to your house and ask to come in there at 7 a.m. and see how you fucking like it. So I was like, what do you want me to do? Well, I'm happy to help you, I guess. But let's, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to give this guy 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then this is done. We don't have time for this bullshit. So I said, what do you want me to do? He was like, can you walk my phone through your house and see if it pinpoints the location any better? Because it's like 100 feet accuracy. And I was like, these houses are 20 feet long and they're 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
So it could be in 8 other houses if that's the radius.
Yeah.
I live in almost tiny homes. Like 100 square feet less than it would be a tiny home. But so I was like, fine, sure. I took his phone. I took it out to the backyard just in case like somebody threw his bag over the fence or something, like ditched it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's an AirTag. What if somebody took the AirTag off the bag and threw it in the grass? It's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna find it. So then so I'm in the house and I'm in the backyard and my wife was like, he was being weird. So I told him I'm gonna go get my husband. It's the first time I've ever done that. Like she says, first time she's ever pulled the I'm gonna go get my husband card on someone. She was like, I told him we didn't have time. So I went back out front, and I said, it didn't change anything, but these things are accurate. Like, I use the same thing to track my kids where they're at, and sometimes it says they're across the street from the school, but they're in class. Because I'm getting emails from the teachers. And
maybe it's somebody in the apartments.
So he goes, well, did you take the phone upstairs? And I was like, I'm sorry, you want me to take your video recording device upstairs where my wife and daughter are getting dressed? No, I didn't take it upstairs. And he was like, well, it could pinpoint the accuracy better. And I was like, you can fuck off. We're done here. Goodbye. And I was like, I told you we're trying to get ready. You've been in our driveway. You're blocking us from leaving. You're fucking with us now. You got to be fucking kidding. Get out of here. And then he got in his car and left. Find out later, Primo, the guy that bicycles around and works for the city and thinks he's like the Batman of the neighborhood, found a suitcase on Slaughter and Westgate, bicycling, and brought it home across the street. It was at his house the whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
So my wife found that on Nextdoor and called Primo and was like, I know the guy. But he took his note that he left with his phone number on it. He took it with him because he was scared that I was going to call the police on him for being a pedo. He kept saying, I'm not accusing you of anything. And I was like, go do that at your house. Yeah. You cannot accuse me of anything somewhere else now. Yeah. And in the note he said he left, it said, the police tracked my bag to your house. And I was like, oh, did you call the police on me? Yeah. Why are you putting the word police in this note? Why are we involving them? Yeah. So once things got heated in the driveway, I was like, it seems like you said the police were already involved, but I'd rather them be here for this now.
Yeah.
Because it seems like there's a stranger in my yard trying to get in my house.
Yeah.
So let's deal with it in that framework and see how you feel. So he sent a woman to Primo's and got his bag. He never came and apologized or anything. 3 days in a row, there was a confrontation in the morning in my house before I had coffee. So the whole day is fucked for me. If something fucked up happens before I'm even aware of life, I'm not gonna have a good day for the rest of the whole day. I've already written the day off as a wash. Fuck this day. Fuck everybody. But yeah, he had a suspicious package, and then I was thinking about Harvey Weinstein's suspicious package and Bill Clinton's suspicious package. And how a suspicious package is a euphemism for having a fucked up penis.
Does Bill Clinton have a fucked up penis?
No, it was just Lewinsky was describing it as having certain markings.
You remember whenever Michael Jackson, they were trying to get Michael Jackson on being a pedo, and like they took pictures of his dick because the kids described it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess nothing ever came of that. But I just remember.
I'd be so pissed if my kid had to go to court and describe someone's penis on TV. Fuck you, judge. making my kid relive this trauma. Probably the worst thing that happened in his life.
I do not remember this game being this like hard, like this early, not getting any upgrades, and having like not being able to shoot things.
Did you tweak the difficulty?
No, this is just how difficult it is. It is a hard game, but I mean, there were times I was able to get through like 3 or 4 levels before things got real hard.
It seems like you've entered the Gungeon at this point.
There's freaking grenade guys and gun guys and bullet guys shooting guns that are bullets.
But yeah, that was how I came up with that do not reproduce without permission bit about the Chinese. Who did that? One child policy? Was it China or Japan?
China.
Yeah. So they had a do not reproduce without permission slip at the hospital. If you're going to think about having a little girl, they're like, nope. You have to have the government's permission to fuck in China. Is that still going on? They quit it, right?
No, they don't.
Because there were too many incels or something? They ended up with like too many dudes.
Too many dudes, yeah.
They didn't have school shootings that we know about, but they underreport stuff.
Yeah, right, yeah. So there's a co-op thing on this. I don't know if...
how did you think Luster Pro went? The last couple Wednesdays. Did I do okay?
Yeah.
I quit telling stories and started telling jokes.
Yeah.
I was practicing those stories for Dylan's.
For
to make beats with.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But people seem to have more fun when you are funny more often than a couple times through a story.
Yeah.
It's so low stakes, and I go there. It's supposed to be a fuck around mic to practice, but I'm not practicing for anything because that's the only one I do. I don't go anywhere else.
You don't, but I mean you should because it gives you more practice and it lets you do it. Doing it one night a week, you get a lot less exposure. Like you get a lot less. Oh, that works. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, okay, that works.
Oh yeah, FBI is over, so now I can start selling it for Camp City every other Tuesday, and then I can start going to Mothership every Monday and trying it. Because I'd be very interested to see how my jokes work in a room with people in it. That's kind of why you practice, yeah. But I'm practicing in front of comedians who aren't very gracious or giving. And you've already heard all this shit, so I'm not expecting you to laugh at Mr. Phil. You've already heard all these jokes in their infant form.
Yeah, I wonder about the other guys that are pretty good with
yeah, there you go, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to work on the thing about rescue. I rescued my kids from my wife's womb with my penis.
Yeah.
My penis. But that was the Duncan's joke about kids will harden you.
Wait a minute.
I wanted to name my kids Tyrese and Shanae, but my wife said no.
Yeah. You know what really sucked is I was at the store today and I was like, this happens every time. There's a parent or a couple or whatever, and they have like a daughter who's maybe like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5, and she's really cute, and she's like making a face where she's doing something funny, and I think to myself, I'm like, man, I love little girls. Wait a minute, I can't say that. I can't say I love little girls.
They bring a smile to my face every time I look at them. They're goofy.
And
kids
also,
are goofy.
Because I have a niece and all that. Oh shit, did I piss the guy off? I pissed the guy off.
Oh, you did the GTA thing where you fuck around at the gun store and find out. Oh, some free guns. There's no free guns here.
I guess I pissed off the gun shop.
Shogun won a bunch of Emmys.
Yeah, it won a shitload of Emmys. Like it won.
First Asian female ever.
Every time I see one of those, I think of how hard am I required to applaud.
South Korea rules for when the president dies, you have to cry.
North Korea.
Yeah. Clap harder. But that dude got stiffed. The second in command dude, that was the best part of the show. The guy was fascinated with death. With the ponytail. The funny guy. I thought he was the best part of the show. He was like the uncle from The Bear. They gave him all the funny lines. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. Tohishiro.
The uncle from The Bear? Like the guy who's
Oliver Wilde. He was the best
Oliver
part.
Platt?
Oliver Platt. He was my favorite part of The Bear because they gave him all the best. Because that one comedy stuff, and I was like, the only funny thing about The Bear is Oliver Platt. Like the rest of it is just
because it's not
crying.
a comedy. It's like it's a drama.
Yeah.
It should be in drama.
Yeah, all the comedians are pissed. But I mean, what was the other good comedy show this year? The last couple of years, What We Do in the Shadows has taken all of them. There hasn't been really a lot of good.
Hacks is really good.
Hacks was good. That's not TV, it's HBO or Showtime or whatever the hell. So I watched the Patterson cuts that I've been telling you about. These edits of the Star Wars series is down into a 2.5 hour movie. I figured out how to, without calling you and crying, cast from the laptop to the television upstairs to the Chromecast, which is great.
From the laptop, from me?
Yeah.
Okay. The one I sold you?
From Chrome, from the file menu, you can just cast in whatever window you're in. So you just open the movie into the browser, which I didn't know you could do that either. They were like, open the media file into the browser. And I was like, in the computer?
Files are
What is this, a school for ants? But they were good because it respects your time, because it's a 2-hour movie. So, and I watched, the guy also has a YouTube channel and he talks about all the choices that he made for stuff to get rid of. And everything he got rid of is all the dumb girl stuff. Which he doesn't say that, but he is a guy and he's editing these whole series full of unnecessary crap down into a 2-hour movie. And anytime there's like a female monologue, like the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka were like, look how rad these women are.
And then while they cross their arms and stare at each other for way too long and don't say anything.
So he shows the parts he cuts out and he's like, this seemed unnecessary, so I got rid of it. And I was like, hell yeah, brother.
Women in Star Wars seem unnecessary.
He could have just gone all the way and made a half-hour short film about Baylan Skoll. It would have been great.
Yeah.
But then the Obi-Wan was pretty good too. I haven't watched the Boba Fett one yet, but it's
Obi-Wan and Darth Vader aren't supposed to meet each other between, which is
yeah.
So I am opposed to it on that one specific thing.
Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with little Leia or any dumb girl stuff.
Well, that stuff's stupid. That stuff is stupid too. Yeah, Obi-Wan should not have met and hung out with Princess Leia.
Yeah.
When she was 10 years old. Like, none of the things that happened in Obi-Wan, aside from him talking to Uncle Owen and...
he could have been a detective. He could have been a bounty hunter. He could have been a Jedi, undercover Jedi that helps people. Like the Equalizer.
It could have been Obi-Wan Kenobi and Uncle Owen together doing something on Tatooine, and at the end of that, Owen gets pissed off at Obi-Wan, and then that is why he doesn't want Luke to talk to him.
Yeah, stay the fuck away from him. Or, why ever he calls him a crazy old wizard.
Yeah.
That could be a great idea. What would make him say that?
Yeah. It didn't need to have a girl boss Sith whatever chick she was who was terrible. Yeah. I mean, did it still have the part where he gets away and she's like, I will find you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I will find you.
No, they got rid of all the unnecessary stuff.
That's awesome.
So it's actually pretty. I want to watch them with you because it's a 2-hour movie, and they got rid of all the dumb stuff.
But is Baby Leia still in it?
Barely.
Does he still talk to her?
Barely.
Does he still say, "Oh, we better pretend that we don't know each other if you ever see me again"?
No, it starts with Vader in the tank, remembering stuff from when he was younger, and remembering the training session that they show later. When Obi-Wan's remembering it, it's Vader remembering it.
Yeah.
He's twitching in the tank, and he's remembering and deciding to wake up and put on the suit and go fuck.
Oh yeah, does it de-age them at all?
Yeah.
Because he looks so old in that flashback. He looks like 40-year-old Hayden Christensen.
No, yeah, the Patterson kid is good with special effects. He fixes a bunch of stuff. He recolors Ahsoka. He doesn't make it all gay and gray and sand and weird. He makes it colorful and pretty. And it ended up being, it'd be interesting to see someone who hadn't watched Ahsoka all the way through attempt to enjoy a 2-hour movie about it.
I just don't care about Ahsoka. Like, I have no interest in any of... I never watched the Clone Wars because at that point, Star Wars was stupid.
No, Ahsoka's got a lot of good
I never
Anakin
watched.
stuff in it.
I never. It doesn't.
Those flashbacks.
But none of it makes any sense. Like, what is he? Like, it's
Yeah.
like none of it. I don't know. Like, he would have to really mess with the what do you call it? I mean, it's basically just an excuse for Dave Filoni to bust member berries at you.
I don't know. I like Rosario Dawson. She's hot. I like looking at her. I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I like the Chinese girl. I like looking at pretty girls. I can do that for a while. I mean, that's when you know things have gone full feminist DEI if all the bitches are ugly. They haven't done that yet. They did it with Outlaws. And they did it with Fable. It's coming. It's happening now. Ugly girls rule.
Well, like Daisy Ridley, Ray, has absolutely no sexual elements to her character at all.
She was naked on something, but she was dead.
Yeah, she was a cadaver.
She looked like a cadaver. She's a British girl dead body.
Yeah, but according to what I'm seeing, it's like
was that headline last night? They gave up and they're starting over.
Yeah, that oh, it's not going to even start until next year.
Whoopsie.
And then apparently for Daisy Ridley has never even said she's seen a script.
She's too young. They have to wait 2 years for her to get older and uglier. She's not ugly enough.
Right.
Daisy Ridley is too young. It's time for ugly women to be in the movies. Kathy Bates is back. Everything starring Kathy Bates. Every Marvel movie. Every Star Wars movie. Did you see the Annapurna games? The entire staff left.
What do they do?
They did Stray.
Yeah.
The cat game.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird that a movie
stuff.
studio, an indie movie studio, became a game studio.
Right.
I was like, okay, Annapurna, sure. I didn't know we were doing it. A24 games now. Who else is gonna?
They did. Did you see the report that Concord actually cost $400 million?
This didn't cost the taxpayers all this, right? Just venture capitalists? Whose money was it?
Sony and
oh no,
I don't know who
Sony.
else, but said that there was an atmosphere of positive, toxic positivity that basically made it to where no one could criticize the game and say, "Guys, this sucks." This is
like all of George Lucas's yes men.
Yeah.
Told him to make the prequels. You're
like,
doing great.
yeah, that's really like the prequels were bad in one way, and
Because of Rick.
and then the what do you call it? The sequels were equally bad in a different way, just like this Concord thing. So it's
Somebody got
apparently
their
like
dick sucked too hard.
no one was allowed to like even say anything about it. I think Concord's the one who had the person that identified as professor, and then you had to call them professor for everything.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it looked cool. They had cool aliens. They had cool worlds, but that's not all it takes anymore. And they were trying to sell a game
The
as a
characters
service.
looked terrible. The characters were absolutely horrible, aesthetically and just lame and gay.
We tried it. It was like Overwatch. It was alright. It wasn't. There was nothing special about it.
Did you get it for free?
Yeah,
You
it was
demo?
a beta.
Yeah. And then this Dragon Age shit. Oh my god! This character creator. Did you see that?
That they
Where
have
you can-
tit scars.
Yeah, you can have a up top surgery scars. You get zipper tits.
That's BioWare. They're here. Let's go
But
talk
there's
to them.
also no butt on the women. Like you can't have a butt as a woman. You can't have big boobs as a woman.
Yeah.
So it's like they just want to take away anything that a straight male would be interested in, because again, straight male sexuality is evil. If it's an unattractive.
It's a suspicious package.
Yeah.
Do not reproduce without permission. And that was the same day that the TSA strike. It was the similar headlines on the same day. The whole Annapurna staff walked out, and then there were lines at the airport because all of the TSA people decided not to show up. Like 30 of them. And that was enough to fuck them.
Yeah.
That is not my job.
Oh my god.
I am on break. So we were talking about all these empty restaurants around here. Cabo Bob, Dutch Brothers, Cane's, because nobody wants to work. It looks like they're all done and ready to operate. But then, yeah, Duncan said that Dutch Brothers had a soft opening. And then as soon as they took the fences down, hobos started living in the pagoda. So then now you have to staff up service personnel and security. Because Cabo Bob's has a big old patio too. I bet people are going to try to live there. I mean, there's restaurants with patios that are a lot nicer than the bridge you're living under or the woods. They got furniture. Why not? If you're homeless, go have a picnic table.
Well, I mean, that's
Make it
why.
yours.
That's
Squatters'
why.
rights.
That's why there's supposed to be, cops around to say, "Hey, you guys got to get out of here."
Yeah. Nope, they don't do that either.
Remember? Did you ever see that?
Nobody wants to work.
Did you ever see that Dennis the Menace movie that came out? Walter Matthau was Mr. Wilson, and Christopher Lloyd's the dirty ass criminal hobo guy. He's the bad guy, and then the cop just says, "Hey, look, I run a nice clean town here. you should keep on going."
You see any Hispanics here? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Clean.
I think we need more of that. We need more of that around this. Let's clean things up. Can we be clean people? Let's be clean people.
Polite.
Let's not be dirty people.
Can we be polite again? Can we make America polite again?
So as I get older, I'm like, I don't know. Like they say, you get more conservative when you get older.
Yeah.
And I'm to the point now where I'm like, yeah, there's too many homeless people, and they shouldn't be dirty people, and people shouldn't be dirty, and things should be more polite and civil, and there's too many interracial couples on TV.
Well, you get more conservative as you get older because the world becomes worse as time goes by.
Yeah.
And the kids get more and more retarded.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier.
And that's why you go back and you're like, well, whenever I was a kid, I thought the adults didn't like my stuff or whatever, but the kids are retarded now.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. You can't tell me to do something I don't want to do. I don't have to be here if I don't want to. Yes, you do. That's life. You're going to have to do a lot of shit you don't want to do. Yeah. You're going to be stuck in a shitty place having to do shit you don't want for hours. That is how you make money.
Apparently I have, let's say, some distant family. Mm-hmm. And let's say that maybe there's a little bit of trash from outside my family tree that got into that little branch of the tree,
Sap.
And a little bit of rot,
Sticky
maybe.
Sap.
And that has now expressed itself in a couple of the kids that this person has.
Oh, they're infected.
If they get mad at the parents, they will just call CPS.
Nice.
And tell CPS that their parents are beating them.
Good. Go be a fucking foster kid. See how you like that. You're going to have to do a lot of things you don't want to do and be places you don't want to be for a long time.
So I have
You're
to...
not safe.
I have to get a full heart here.
If you're in the foster system, you are going to be made to feel unsafe every fucking day of your life.
Yeah.
It's not there's no luxury foster system that you can get like the...
Yeah. But yeah, these kids have some issues, and that's the key. Let's see if we got the key.
What's her name? The Snoop Dogg lady, the cook lady that went to fancy jail?
Oh, Snoop Dogg. I like that you link her to Snoop Dogg because they were in commercials together.
They have a show.
Martha
Stewart.
Martha Stewart, yeah.
Yeah, there's no Martha Stewart foster system for fancy kids.
Right.
It's just all institutionalized government.
Yeah, but it's the kind of thing where I'm like, wow, like, I guess we could have done that when we were kids. I know we always had the joke that whenever our mom would spank us, even if it was just a little swat, me and my brother would go, child abuse,
yeah,
like that. But to actually do that, do that, I mean, come on, that's pretty messed up. That's like pretty evil and bad. That's like those little kids in 1984 that snitch on their parents.
Yeah.
The little Hitler youth of 1984. Shit, we can't say that. You can't make a clip out of me saying that, or else maybe it'll slip in on the stream and nobody will do it. But, yeah.
Slipstream. That's what we were saying earlier. What if you took an iPhone video back to the Christian parents in the 80s that said MTV was bad and showed them like a trans kid saying, "I'm not a boy, I'm a girl." They'd be like, I told you this is where this thought system ends up. Followed through to its logical conclusion.
Is that part of growing up and being more conservative? Going back like, holy shit, they were right.
Yeah.
It's just the slippery slope argument actually was right.
Yeah. I mean, my parents told me that I was making them worry about me, and I was like, nobody's making you do anything. And then my kids would make me worry about them, and I'm like,
why are you doing this to me?
Oh, shit. I did make my parents worry. Because I was the most important thing to them, and my kid is most important to me, so I worry all the time. He's not making me do anything. It's just, you're my child, and I care. Can't stop caring. Yeah, he wants a gaming PC, so we're going to need your advice about what to do.
You could probably get a pretty nice one for.
I don't think you should get a $150 refurbishment from Amazon.
I would say you should be spending at least enough as much of a PlayStation.
Yeah, just on the video card, right?
No, the whole thing. You can spend $500 or $600 on one that'd be pretty good.
Okay. I mean, Black Friday might have a good one too. It's true dark black.
Now, what you need to
rich
do is
blacks.
you need to make him put it together and learn how to do all that shit himself.
He did that today. He figured out Steam on the laptop.
I mean, actually making it.
Yeah.
Actually putting it together, turning it on, making sure it works.
Yeah.
Or you could bring him over. You could bring him over here, and we could all do it together. We could make a video out of it.
That'd be good. I was trying to show Jason the Spider-Man 2099 Masco figure.
Yeah.
It was really cool looking. It made me want to everything. Being in Jason's room makes me want to get into collecting action figures.
Right.
Because this shit is so rad. But this one had like cloth. It has real clothing. So when you pose it, it's got like nylon.
Oh yeah.
Actual cloth clothing. That was really cool. Usually they don't come with your actual cloth clothing on. But that covers up all the joints and everything too, so you can cover it up. Yeah, I'm 47 with a wife, 2 kids, and a full-time job, and I just want to play with action figures.
You're the only ones who like people our age are the only ones who do. Like people in their 30s and 40s, those are the only people that are buying action figures.
Yeah.
Kids don't play with that. When was the last time that your son played with an action figure?
Don't touch Daddy's Tifa dolls.
Yeah. Oh, dad.
Apparently, Neil Gaiman's screen adaptations have been halted over the allegations of sexual unpleasantness.
Yeah. It's one of those. Another one of those. Any man who must say I am king is no true king.
Well, the way we were raised, all sex was misconduct anyway, already.
Right.
So it's weird to hear sexual misconduct when we were little. It was all bad. Like, okay, what did he do? Have sex? You're not supposed to do that either.
You're not supposed to have sex. That's sinful.
And then Donald Trump Jr. tweeted, "You know what's getting really old? Having to have conversations with my 5 young children about radical leftists trying to kill their grandfather. No person should ever have to do this in America or anywhere else, and yet I have had to have that conversation 5 times again yesterday." To me, what sticks out there is he's got 5 kids and he had to have the conversation 5 times. That means he's never together with all his children.
Right, yeah.
He's like Logan Roy.
Yeah,
Doesn't get to be around.
Well, I mean, he's not married to the mom anymore.
Yeah.
And then he started banging that Kimberly Guilfoyle or whatever, and now I think isn't she like? She's like high up in the RNC. That shit ass family just has control of everything.
I love when people get mad at the conversations they have to have with their kids. You don't have to.
Yeah.
How am I going to explain this to my kid? Don't. You don't have to. Why are you putting that problem on everyone else? How am I going to explain it to my kid?
Yeah, that's the old Louis C.K. thing. He's like, it's your shitty kid. You figure out how to say it to him.
Oh, and then the best thing happened this week. Trump said if he loses to Kamala Harris, the Jewish people would have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said he's like, why would any Jew ever vote for Kamala Harris if you're voting for? He's basically pulled the self-hating Jew card on him. He's like, why do you hate yourself?
Yeah.
Stop being such a Jew and vote for me.
Yeah.
Is basically what he was saying.
Where is your Judaism?
Yeah.
Stop being self-loathing.
Yeah, if you guys weren't so Jewy, then you would vote for me and Kamala Harris, and then Israel would live forever.
How come he can say whatever he wants and we're not even allowed to say how many there are and stuff? Not that kind of power. We have to start our own truth social network from a sail barge.
Yeah.
Our own internet
I got
island.
this whole thing completely cleared out, and there is no more money to be had in here to buy that key.
Are you speaking of buying stuff? Are you going to rebuy Final Fantasy 16 on PC now?
No. I will buy them when they are $5.
But it has inappropriate mods. The first thing Yoshida said was, "Please do not make inappropriate mods."
And then there was a bunch of safe horny quotes of people saying, "Well, they shouldn't have made the hottest character ever," which of course is Clive, because it's safe to be horny for the guy.
Day, yeah.
But nobody nobody wants to have a naked Jill as a child.
I'm gonna fuck Garuda. She's hot. She's a slut.
Yeah. Benedicta.
I wanted to blow her wind attack in my anus. Benedicta. I love that that's the first thing you have to do though now when you make a PC game. Please do not put dicks on their faces of my thing I worked on. because
I have no health.
Thomas the Train Engine was in Skyrim, and they were like, what the fuck are the kids thinking of now?
Yeah.
Puffy got arrested.
That took long enough, apparently.
It's been a year.
Apparently he's been like a horrible rape monster for
We were talking to Kojak about
25 years.
in November.
Yeah.
If you're that rich and you know that they're coming,
Yeah,
go to
right.
another country. You have money.
Right.
That's why you have money. So you can go somewhere else.
Right.
That's what people spend money on is airplane tickets, private jets, private islands.
Yeah.
I think Puffy was such a notorious street thug that there's like probably hits on him out around the world.
I guess.
So
but
he might have been safest
I
in
never
New
thought
York.
he was actually that much of a street thug.
No, he just was the figurehead.
Yeah, he always just seemed kind of like lame, I
But
guess he was
if
the
you-
producer, right? He was
kill
Biggie's
Puffy.
producer.
Yeah.
But apparently, I don't know. Seems to be thinking that he had
did you
quite a
go,
bit to do with Tupac being murdered.
Yeah. I told you. You said it was too far back in time.
For him to be prosecuted for anything.
But no, that's why they died, so they could get away from. They shot each other to get away from getting in trouble for Puffy stuff.
Right.
Because they're all at those freak.
Yeah. They're like, I'd rather die than have people know I'm gay.
I like how his parties are named after what homeschoolers say when they're getting bullied. Freak off, man.
Yeah, right. A freak off.
Hey, freak
We're gonna
off.
have a freak off. It sounds like the kind of thing in like a 80s gang movie where before like gangster rap and all that got big, where it was like, we're a gang, gang. You know, like that.
If you're in a Christian household, you're
I
not
almost
allowed to
had
say
it.
fuck off. You had to say freak off.
Yeah. I have to do this again.
We had some more sensitivity training at work about communication skills.
Yeah.
And they had these prompts. So, it pushes my buttons when, and you had to fill in the blank. I get offended when, fill in the blank. And if people would only stop, fill in the blank. So I put, it pushes my buttons when people get their buttons pushed about nothing.
Yeah.
I get offended when people get offended about nothing.
Yeah, it's like the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Sometimes you gotta break the rules. Burger King.
Yeah.
And if people would only stop getting offended and having their buttons pushed all the time, then the world would be a better place. And then my daughter was telling me the thing about my son, those guys coming up and saying, "What's up, homo?" That I was like, that's not offensive, that's cool. That's hi. That's how you say hi to someone if you're a dude. You go, "What's up, fag," or whatever. She was like, well, I was like, I don't think that's offensive. And she said, well, it becomes offensive if he got offended. Once he became offended, then it became offensive.
That is the problem.
It's the Michael Vick rule of like they take away the MVP because he dog fought.
That's the thing
He
that I've been
still was
saying
the
for a
most-
long time. That the person, the person who is offended does not get to decide. They don't get to control the context.
Yeah.
And they do not get to decide the intent of the person who offended them, or that they took offense from. Like, because somebody got offended at something you say, doesn't mean that that's immediately valid and you are immediately in the wrong.
Well, if it's physical, like I've had people when I was little, I had bullies punch me and I would complain about it and they'd go, "What? I was just kidding." Like, you were kidding when you punched me and stole my thing.
Yeah, but that's physical.
That's, you did that thing. That's not, there's not famous comedians that's famous for punching someone and stealing their stuff. That's not a bit. I was just joking around. So but if it's words, you're joking around, that's fine. And also, that's the fucking predestination argument why I quit church. They were like, once you get saved, then you become chosen by God because he's outside of time. So once you get offended, now what you said was offensive then, and all you can do is move forward and try to change and be better.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's why anytime there's like somebody's offended about something, you really have to make them explain why they are offended and then you get to determine whether that is a valid reason to be offended and whether they should be offended.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those where it's like, it's this very, I don't know.
Well, being offended is now so much more actionable of an offense than it was a long time ago. Now you get your life ruined.
It's just very much feels like a one side. It's like a power move, right?
Yeah.
It's like I get to decide the context of all of this, and it's basically trying to claim power from the other
Yeah,
person.
there's so much
Have
opportunity
power
there.
over the person who offended you, supposedly sometimes even because people can just use that as a manipulation tactic. They can use it as a psychological thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities if you get offended. So you're supposed to watch in life for opportunities to get stuff.
Right.
And now one of the ways to get stuff is to be offended. So if you're on guard all the time and
Yeah.
always getting offended, you might end up getting
I mean,
a
remember,
Louis C.K. documentary made about it.
I come from the '90s where it wasn't cool to get offended.
No, yeah.
That's whenever the first backlash against political
No, it
correctness.
was
and all
MTV
that
was
stuff.
telling us, you can say whatever you want. You're an individual. Green Day sings about masturbation. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, I've been thinking about taking another day off work where I go do whatever I want all day
Yeah, right.
and say I'm sick. And I, for some reason, have been obsessed with Temple, Texas. Have you ever been to Temple?
There's nothing there. So
Yeah, good, awesome, great. That's what I want. I want nothing.
you want just strip malls and Wendy's and
I'm sure they have an old timey
chain
downtown
restaurants.
where I could sit at a
I
coffee
don't really know
shop.
what Temple has. I mean, there's like 15 other directions you can go that are just as far as Temple that are probably better.
Yeah,
You
Wimberley.
could go out to Wimberley. You could go the other way. You go to
I've
Martindale.
been to
you could go
Wimberley.
like-
I haven't been to Martindale. I want to go somewhere I haven't been,
Yeah.
where I don't know anyone and I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I'll probably turn my phone off and go to a park, walk around the park, have a coffee, watch the town go by, maybe see if they have a record store or a comic store, and
Yeah,
that'll
I
be
mean,
8 hours. That'll be
You've
my
been
whole
to New
day.
Braunfels, so
Yeah.
they got a cool little downtown. Go to Georgetown. Georgetown's got a cool downtown.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it because I need a break and I want to be alone, but then I kept thinking about how fun of a show that might be to do with you.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go to Temple and make fun of it for 8 hours and take a sick day?
I'd rather go to another town that's far enough
Yeah.
from Temple.
Oh, I want to go somewhere new that we've never been before. But I think you're one of the only people that I know that if I go somewhere, there's not going to be an agenda or anybody needs me to do anything. Like we both are able to enjoy stuff by just looking at it and walking around and being. Neither of us are like, we got to go do this thing. We have to go look at the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota or whatever. And that's why I want a shitty, dumb, lazy, boring Texas town.
What we need, no, you know what you and I need to do is we need to go up to the Metroplex and go to Meow Wolf.
Okay.
I want to go check out that Meow Wolf.
Just Dallas?
Yeah, it's in Dallas. The one we went to in
I've barely been to
Colorado
Dallas
was
like maybe
fucking
twice. And it's always been for some hotel shit.
cool. We had to take like 3 days and go see what Dallas comedy.
Oh, I'd love to go
we've
there.
done.
That'd be awesome. And Denton, I'm supposed to go check out Denton, dude. Yeah, but I want to take a day trip that's like 8 hours. It's like an hour away. So I can get up when I go to work and just not be gone for longer than I was. Like Sean and I went to San Antonio during COVID and went to a bunch of comic stores and Jewish deli and record stores. And that was fun. I need to do that again. But not with Sean. And I feel like if I did it by myself,
Just a
I'd...
DC punk kid. So whenever.
Yeah, I was just a DC punk kid. I feel like if I went by myself, I'd get bored and go home before the day was done. So that's really the only agenda, is that it has to take a full business day of time.
You need to. I mean,
I think it'd be a funny show to go to all those towns around Austin that no one's ever heard of. Just look at a map and be like, that's a weird name. What's that? And go look at it.
and what we got to do is we got to go out to Lockhart and,
Zorn.
and go to two barbecue places.
Hell yeah. Do a double bang. Bang
Yeah.
bang.
Do a what do you call it? Bingo bango? No, you didn't call it bingo
It's
bango.
bang
Call
bang.
it-
It's Louis
Was it
C.K.
bang bang on
and
Louis
the,
C.K.?
yeah. Yeah, then we're not walking anywhere.
Yeah.
We have to get in the car and fart our way home. Ugh. Either that or I want to make a show where you and I go to different game studios in Austin, like BioWare, because a lot of them are here, and just tell them to stop doing that.
It's like go to their front desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
We're here to
those
tell you
places
to
are so
cut it
locked
out.
down. Yeah. Go stand outside with a megaphone saying, "Stop being gay.
Yeah, signs. We can bring signs.
That's too much gay.
Go to your room and think about it. Take a break.
Too much gay."
Dragons don't need tit scars.
Yeah. All right.
And then we might end up meeting Joe Madureira if we go, because he's got a studio thing. And he doesn't care about any of that stuff. He makes rad games with tits, battle chasers. It's so funny that the best game, the most titty-tastic game of last year was from Korea. The Stellar Blade.
No, it's so fitting.
They didn't get yelled at or anything.
What? Didn't get yelled? Who didn't get yelled at?
The Stellar Blade company.
They got absolutely yelled at by all the American.
But they don't care.
Yeah, but I mean,
They don't have to worry about it.
you saw how they did not want to pay any attention to this. Like the IGN types,
Yeah.
the Kotaku types, wanted to pretend that Stellar Blade didn't even exist, and they were very dismissive of it. And it was only the fact that it was so popular that and then they were begrudgingly
Yeah,
had
the
to
same
cover
thing
it.
happened with Wukong.
They did the same thing with Wukong because it's what the bad people like. It's an evil game because evil people like it.
We live on a capitalist country. We've been institutionalized to respond to money prompts. I was thinking about that with doing video, like you've got the video camera here and everything.
Yeah.
But there's the only reason I would ever feel like we need to do that is if this shit made money.
Right.
You're like, okay, you want to look at us? That's fine.
All right.
It's very whorish. You can look at my body if you pay me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we went to Leicester on Friday, showcase while you were playing Arkham. And there was a blind guy there, and he was being really funny. But it was like, what the fuck else is he going to do? Like, his comedy is great for blind people.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wasn't just listening.
You can
He was piping up.
interact with it.
Yeah, he was interacting with it. But, I mean, it was hard to get mad at him because it was like, what else does he have in this world? You know, go to a comedy thing and be loud. This is the only guy that's allowed to heckle, is the blind guy.
Yeah, right.
I wonder what would happen to him at the comedy mothership. He'd probably still get kicked out. He'd be like, you have to leave, and he'd be like, I don't know where the exit is.
Yeah.
You know, anytime anybody said, can you see what I'm saying? He's like, I can see. He made all the jokes about seeing. He was funny. But then, yeah, one dude was like, I wish you were blind and mute. He was a black blind guy.
Those are the best kind of blind guys, the black ones.
He's like, play some jazz. I heard black blind guys are really good at toe tapping.
Yeah.
But it was a good night. It was short. It was pretty short. It was only 5 acts. The dumb big fat bitch from the Kelly's Irish Pub was there. That was near the end after he.
Yes.
It was not funny. I recognized her by her bad jokes. I've seen this before.
I could hear your bad jokes coming from a mile away.
I can smell your pussy. She had jokes about having a huge camel toe, and then she had huge mom jeans on with the camel toe sticking out the front. And I was like, we can all see it. It's winking at us.
We know.
My pussy. I'm gonna make a thing on the back of all the Cybertrucks. Instead of Cybertruck, it says Cybertrump.
Yeah.
Because that truck is basically the Donald Trump of vehicles.
Oh, that's good.
That's so close. They should have just called it the Cybertrump. What is the point of this? What are you supposed to be doing? Going around?
It's like Gauntlet, but it's all guns.
Warrior
So you
needs
go-
food badly.
You just go through the levels. And it's a roguelike, so it's different. It's different each time.
You're not trying to save a bitch,
No.
princess.
There's like a whole point of like you have to
Yeah,
enter the
it's a-
Gungeon. There's a reason that the Gungeon exists. I don't know. Is that cartoon that it showed at the beginning?
Yeah, everything is a gun pun.
Yeah. And now here I am, just about to die again.
Did you pick the black guy, or is he? That's what it comes.
He's the standard character, the first, like the fighter or whatever. He's the Marine.
He's a woman, actually. He's trans. He's Trans-African American. Transican American.
And there's a pilot, and then there's a girl, and I just saw somebody in a locked thing, but I got a key here, which is another character. So every once in a while you find other characters that that are permanent upgrades that you can permanently use. That's the boss.
Dude, if my kid doesn't make it through the school week, he's about to be real pissed because I'm going to buy Marvel Capcom instead of Space Marine. I went to work every day this week, so I'm going to buy myself a game. Again, I'm going to be the mean money dad. I'm going to take your advice. It's time for me to show you who's in charge of this paycheck.
Oh, I was gonna tell you get the Marine game and I'll get Astrobot, but I was if I got Astrobot and I shared it with you, I'd have to buy it digitally. I always want the tactile.
I've wanted Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in my house for 30 years.
There's no other version of it, I guess.
Probably on something else, not PS5. Not in the living room on the OLED. And then I'm going to make everybody in the house challenge me for everything that they want.
Yes.
Beat me. Beat my super ultra Venom Spider-Man Wolverine team. Then I'll do a dish, get exhausted, and go to bed for 3 days.
There was a.
I'm looking forward to that. And I've actually been, I hate to tell you, Donnie, and I don't know if you're going to believe me or like this, but I've really been enjoying Star Wars Outlaws.
I guess,
But I do mostly space stuff. Space stuff is fun. The space thing is fun.
I guess there are a lot of people that like McDonald's.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess I'm gay.
That's the people just want to eat McDonald's every single day.
Yeah, I mean, it is the framework of kind of Assassin's Creed type
deal,
and it's a lot of tasks.
Just think about how much cooler it could be, though.
I mean, it's cooler than Assassin's Creed because it's not about historical facts. It's about the Star Wars universe. So all the currencies, credits, and everything, I've never done any of those Assassin's Creed games where they're like, you can play Explorer mode and be like you're in a museum and read about all the statues. I have not cared about history enough to do that. But I would totally do that with Star Wars Outlaws. Because if Tatooine, they copied the map exactly from the visual dictionary, the layout. So you get to play it like canon. I'm trying to beat Lando Calrissian at Sabacc right now. But I have to go do a bunch of side quests to get loaded dice and other ways to cheat so I can beat him because he cheats. And that's fun. And the speeder bike is fun. The blaster's fun. You can upgrade it. You can change it around. There's a lot of cool, customizable stuff. The only problem is that it's a dumb, ugly bitch. But the rest of it is awesome.
I've just heard that it is absolutely just mediocre.
Yeah, it depends how much you like playing Star Wars. It feels like playing with Star Wars figures.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, all those things that sound really neat, and they could be in such a better game. Maybe a game that lets you is a little bit more open. There's a little bit more things that you can do. You're not locked into specific,
But it's very open, and there's tons to do. It's lasting forever. The kid beat the story a couple weeks ago, and I can pick it up and do a couple things here and there and have fun. It's easy to pick up and play. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's really wrong with it.
There needs to be a No Man's Sky Star Wars.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But without the resource management.
Yeah.
Where you're about to die all the time. Ooh, what'd you get?
I don't know.
Reload a stone. Everything is a gun. Gun jokes.
That's the thing. Select item. I don't know what the reload stone was.
Let's see what other games are coming out. I don't think there's really anything until 2025 that I give a fuck about. Oh, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh yeah, that was the other thing about Shogun is that they got picked up for more seasons, but I thought that was the most interesting part of the story was the whole what happened in season 1. I mean, there's the whole romance of the three kingdoms. Is that the same thing? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more drama and shit going down.
No, yeah, it's Nobunaga. Nobunaga might have to do with the romance of the Three Kingdoms, but no, Romance of the Three Kingdoms is Chinese shit.
Okay. Chinese trash.
Nobunaga's ambition was a Nintendo. I just remember that's the first time I ever remember hearing the name Nobunaga.
Nobunaga, you don't. Pre-orders. Dragon Ball, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. Don't care. Mortal Kombat add-on. No. Yeah, there's nothing. Oh, Undisputed, the boxing game. That's $79. Fuck you.
They should stop making games.
Yeah, let's go to your room and think about it. Dragon Age is $80. Dragon Fags.
That Dragon Age is going to be such a piece of shit.
Why did they redo Epic Mickey and why is it $60? Nobody cared when that came out before. I don't Not that I knew of.
I don't know how popular those games
Are
were.
you going to do the Silent Hill 2 thing? The remaster?
No, I think I would rather just play the original Silent Hill because I never really played much Silent Hill.
There's some game coming out that I'm pumped about for the future, but it's like Crimson Desert or something like that, and it's got huge boss fights where you can climb on them like Shadow Colossus.
Yeah.
And the graphics look really good, like Wukong quality. I think it's called Black Desert. Until Dawn? Why is Until Dawn coming back out? Squirrel with a gun. Great.
Sounds so quirky.
You don't have to worry about trans rights. Squirrel with a gun. They're remaking Darksiders too. Speaking of Joe Madureira.
Oh yeah, have you seen any of the shitty glitches with Outlaws? Because there's some really really funny videos of how terrible the AI is and
Yeah,
how
but that doesn't ruin the game.
that stuff.
You can fast travel to your ship whenever you want. You can call your speeder to your side whenever you want. Some of the fast travel options are removed depending on what factions you're okay with. So if you can get in good standing with all of them, it's a bit of a juggle, and then you can fast travel everywhere. There's just cargo floating in space, and you pick it up and sell it. You can get different outfits and stuff. They all have different perks.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what's wrong with it. It doesn't feel like a bad thing to me. Or boring.
Well, I mean, you know.
But I enjoy shitty stuff.
Yeah,
So
like
that's just me.
like.
Yeah, I'm the
That's
same
what
guy.
I was saying. I was telling a guy, my lead. I talked to my lead. I have conversations like this with my lead all the time, and I was telling them like, it's like I don't see how people still eat McDonald's all the time, because when I eat McDonald's, maybe right as I'm eating it, it tastes good, but then within 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, that was fake plastic food, and it was nowhere near as good as it used to be. It was nowhere near as good as it was when I was a kid.
Now I have to worry about where I'm gonna shit.
And it's just everything's gone downhill. And I remember how much better things were, and I know why things are shitty. It's because it's giant corporations, corporate slop, stuff, and
Because of how many of them there are and stuff.
yeah, there's too many of them and things. So that's how I am with like entertainment. I'm like, don't you remember that this could be things before were better, and why didn't they learn from the things that were better to make things even more better and evolve? Why are we going this direction with things?
You care about Kingdom Come Deliverance?
It's like my mom still wants to go to eat at Chili's and Applebee's and stuff all the time, and I'm like, why? Why would however many more meals you have left in your life?
Yeah, I mean Star Wars is comfort food.
And I'm like, can't you tell how bad how it does not taste as good as it used to taste? How does this still taste good? How is this still satisfying to you, Mom? Whenever you've had so much better food since.
Yeah.
And also so much better food that could be
exists.
made in your own kitchen,
I mean, I also like really good games. I think Liza P is still good. I'm excited about the DLC. Wukong was great.
Elden Ring, you like that one? Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I said on one of our very first streams ever is, if they made something that was good enough that I liked it, you would like it too.
But yeah, Star Wars Outlaws to me is not like McDonald's. It's more like a shitty Mexican restaurant to me. Like, I'm really going to enjoy it.
It's like Taco
I know
Bell.
it's not good for me.
But even then, like it's a shitty Mexican food restaurant compared to a much better Mexican food restaurant just down the street. Like, that whenever I find a new Chinese food place and I try it and it's better than the Chinese food place I've been going to, I don't go back to the Chinese food place I've been going to that's shitty.
You can continue to do that in Southwest Austin for the rest of your life, because there's 20 Chinese food restaurants right around us.
And none of them are anywhere near as good as the ones up north.
Yeah, if you spread your radius out 10 more miles, you can
Yeah.
continue to do it until you're dead. There's just so much.
Yeah, I don't really. You know what? The Chinese food I have around here is I go and buy the HEB stuff, and I just make it myself. I've figured out how to make Chinese food for myself that's at least as good as how.
I'd like to see you have that argument with another Chinese man.
Mind
You
you,
don't know how to make it like me.
Be like Uncle Roger. Have you ever seen the Uncle Roger videos where he's like, "That's not how you make fried rice"?
Like the Italian guy that cries when the lady breaks the
Yeah.
spaghetti. The fuck are you doing? Did you play Kingdom Come Deliverance 1?
No, because I heard it was like really hard to. It had a steep learning curve as far as the actual mechanics of control.
Oh.
And I didn't want to sit and waste time playing a game that was going to make me break things. So I haven't played. My brother played it. He really liked it though.
Yeah,
That's an anti-woke game. So it remains to be seen if they
before
successfully.
the age of consent.
Yeah, if they successfully infiltrated.
I mean, they got it looks real fancy.
Is it still Daniel Vavra or whatever? Is he still the guy who's the guy who runs that studio? And he's the one who they hated and called racist because he said he said there were no black people in Bohemia during that time of history.
He recalled facts.
Yeah.
How dare you say a thing and it happened?
Yeah.
I don't know this studio, Deep Silver.
No, is Deep Silver the one?
I'm tempted to do Kingdom Deliverance 1 because it's so cheap.
Yeah,
it's like $10.
you should instead of spending. That's what you should do is instead of spending all that money on whatever your kid wants or the next thing you want, you ought to get that and say, 100% this game.
Yeah.
Like work on your skills, bro.
Yeah.
Make him do that. He'll probably like it too. It's a really cool like night simulator.
Yeah, he plays Chivalry and a couple other ones like that. It's grounded in reality, right? There's no dragons or magic.
Right. It's medieval combat.
Yeah.
Learning to be a knight and shit.
I mean, if it's an accurate enough medieval simulator. One of the best things about video games is you don't feel hot when the sun is out.
Right.
And you don't get wet when it rains. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play a medieval simulator and get the plague or die, you know?
Yeah, I don't think
Hopefully
it's
not that realistic.
I don't think it's that
I don't
realistic.
want to worry about getting sick.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of Red Dead.
Oh yeah.
What an awesome game. Now you're dying. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes out February 11th. That's the next thing I'm looking forward to, maybe. I gotta try one. It's $69.
Maybe Metroid Prime 4, maybe.
Are you gonna pre-order that?
Especially with Nintendo games because
That's gonna help your friend.
I don't have to worry about. Yeah, but he doesn't get extra money for his pre-orders. He gets money from the sales.
Yeah, Nintendo. I think that they're gonna be okay. Whether people pre-order
But also
or not.
I mean, you know, I get through them through my connection. I don't need to ever. I never pre-order anything because you can always get it the day, the exact second it comes out.
Yeah, goddamn Kingdom Come Deliverance is $2.99 right now.
I technically, well, I shouldn't probably say this, but I will be getting the new Zelda game next week, Echoes of Wisdom or whatever. I'll be getting that next week.
Actual Zelda.
I have already. I guess you could say I pre-ordered it. I have pre-ordered because I have given up the money and paid for it before it came out.
I'm getting Kingdom Come Deliverance right now. So
How much is it?
It's $2.99 and I have a $5.
$2.99 on PS5.
Yeah. It's 90% off. I was patient. It came out in 2018. Look, I waited 6 years.
Yeah,
I'm being a patient gamer.
You only bought 65 other games at full price on release in that time.
I've been controlling myself.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any other good games that are $2. I'm trying to sign in. Yeah, I told you we have to find Mike and do it. He's down to do a ghost dog thing. We might be able to do that remotely with him if we like him on the show, etc. If that works out. Fulfill my dream of having a comedy Ghost of Tsushima show. Because that's you, me, Jason.
Yes. Oh, see, there's the girl. So that's one of the other people.
You
And
do
if
have
I
to
can
save a
go
bitch.
Get a key. If I can go buy a key, I think I can unlock it and give this girl, and then she's a permanent upgrade. She's a permanent character. So I've got to go find the.
Oh, of course, having a girl
Yeah,
is an
that's the
upgrade. Thanks a lot, woke.
Right.
should be something that inconveniences you. The rest, like Eco. That game would be so awesome if you didn't have to drag that girl around everywhere.
Right.
I have to hold hands and jump a gap? No.
Well, no, I've got to figure out. I lost access to all of my digital purchases on my PS3 because I let my PlayStation Plus lapse, and so I can't play Eco. I mean, I have the PS2 Eco, but I also had the whatever on PS3, the bundle. So I have to go and see if I can sign back up for PlayStation Plus so that I can try and get those back. I guess that's how I did it. Because it said, like, this content is no longer available.
I mean, I kind of want to wait for Marvel Capcom to go on sale too, because it's $50.
Right.
But it's worth it to me, just because I've always wanted to have that.
Right.
I have 3 and Infinite, but those suck. It's the sprites. Just watching that one we did last week, and all the blobby Venom stuff. They can't make it that cool anymore with 3D, or they don't care enough.
I mean, with our technology now, think of what awesome like 2D animated stuff could be made.
Yeah. Udon reanimated HD remix Marvel Capcom with all 70 characters.
Right. There she is. There's the key for the girl. Now kill these things. All right. I think I'm gonna actually get another character here. Where is she?
Oh yeah, I have another guilty pleasure. I think I'm going to start watching Tulsa Kings.
That might be fine. I haven't watched it, but I like Stallone, so I've heard it's pretty good, reasonably good. Hey, that's a mob show. He's a mobster. There we go.
All right, I just spent $3. See if there's room on my console.
That's how you do it. That's how it's done.
Kingdom Come. Come all over her Harris tits. I gotta go. I gotta poop. I want to poop at your house.
All right, yeah. Well, this was just a fun stream. I'm gonna keep working on this game.
Next week, I'll tell you what I thought of Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
Part 1 for $2.99. I'm sure I'll love it because it's so cheap. That influences my opinion.
Right.
I get a lot more mad if something sucks if it was $70. Tickles my Israeli place. That's not safer than saying Jew, is it?
Your Israeli place?
Yeah. If you just say Israeli, is that like you get less in trouble?
I don't know.
We have to think of a code word for Jews.
Yeah.
Special God's chosen.
Oh, dude, on that episode of on one of the most
Nazarenes.
Nazarene. As one of the jokes they were making on Cumtown was what they just a slur for children, an N-word for children.
Oh, nice.
And basically, they said we do have one. You just have to give it a good bad connotation. Tykes.
Tykes.
Tykes sounds like a slur almost.
Rugrats.
Fuck you, Rugrats.
Crumb snatchers. Mini me. That's the problem. It's you.
Right.
My kids, I can get mad at them, but it's all my fault.
You're just getting mad at yourself.
I did it.
Maybe I can actually beat this guy for once. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's see if I can beat. And then if I die or whatever, then we'll stop the stream.
Raven,
the stream will end at whatever happens on.
What is this? Gatling Gull. Okay, so there's the gun pun. Enter the pungeon is what you're doing.
Yep. Very funny game.
Go into the chandeliers? Or are they in the way?
I think you can. They are just objects. Or maybe you can shoot them and knock the guy down.
And what's the gun you have now?
I don't know what it's called.
What does it do?
It does this.
It's a blue dildo.
And then I just died. Okay. That's the end of the stream.